Dee pointed to a box with joints behind her and asked, "And you wouldn't recommend those for..." "Oh, these are indica," she interrupted him. "So that's more of a body high kind of thing. I think you want to stay with the sativa." "Yeah, so which one of these was the cheapest?" "So this one comes in grams," the clerk said, and Dee announced with a tortured smile, "Okay, I guess then green crack it is." "Good choice. Plus you can tell everyone that you came to Denver and smoked green crack." She laughed and then asked, "Is that gonna do it for you today?" "I think so," Dee said and nodded slowly. But then he let his gaze wander across the colorful shelves again and interjected, "Although, what kind of edibles do you have?" A jillion different kinds, actually. So anything on this wall, as well as this wall, are edibles. We have chocolate, we have gummies, we have drinks, we have everything. Dee felt overburdened with the vast supplies and helplessly scratched his chin. "Yeah, so just most of our edibles contain about 100 milligrams, and 100 milligrams is gonna run you for about $20. So all of our edibles are hybrids, meaning it's a mix between indica and sativa, except for the gummies. They are more uppity kind of, more sativa-like, whereas the chocolates and the stuff are like more body-high, couch-sitting kind of things." "Well, maybe then something gummy?" Dee stuttered, and the young woman began to point at different wrappings. "Okay, these are like suckers. It's 10 milligrams a piece. Just start out with one, wait a while, see how you feel. These are Sour Patch Kids, Swedish Fish, Rainbow Bells." Dee pointed at the second but last package and said, "Maybe the red fish?" Instead of taking the package from the shelf, she got out a box that looked like it held some sort of medicine. "Oh, it comes in a container?" "Yeah, a child-proof container. You don't want kids eating up your Swedish fish." Dee let out a sheepish laugh and then asked, "So how much would all that be?" Let me ring it up for you. It would be $54.50. Dee grasped for air and hesitantly asked, "How much would one pre-roll cost me?" "These are $25, the clerk said, and when she saw his shocked face, she explained, "Because it's like almost 3 grams, and it's the only pre-roll you have." "Yes, unfortunately, right now." "I guess then it just takes these." So it was $54.50, she corrected him. And as she packed his containers into a brown paper bag, Dee asked, "And what is there to do in Denver when you..." "Well, I don't know. Walk around. Nearby there's Sloan's Lake. It's just a nice place to just like relax, and you could always go up towards the Golden. That's like 20 minutes away. There's a lot of hiking, places to chill out. Honestly, I just moved here a month ago, so I don't know a lot of great places." When she handed him the receipt, Dee realized that he would have to leave the state again soon. And so he asked, "I probably should, I don't know, take all of this before I leave the state again?" The clerk asked him when he would leave again, and although he would already travel on in a few days, he said, "In 1 or 2 weeks?" "Yeah, I would do that. Just, each fish are 10 milligrams, so take one first and see how you feel with it." She She handed him the bags with the words, "You enjoy? Have a wonderful day." And Dee thanked her and left the store. Why not smoke some green crack? He said to himself and walked down to the lake the woman had told him about. He sat down below a tree at its shore, and after briefly wondering whether this was public or private space, he took a hit and leaned back to gaze over the water and the peaks behind it, through which he had rushed earlier. It had been a strange, someone almost thrilling experience. He picked up Hey Rube, the book he had taken with him from Thompson's own little kingdom, and stared at its cover. The bold and relapsed sports writer and gambler had a giant mustache beneath his nose, and Dee vaguely remembered some drawing that had been done on it last night, because a picture of the writer that was hanging on the other side of the bar was decorated in a similar manner. He tried to follow Thompson's explanations of the laws of gambling on ball games, but he soon gave up chasing all those numbers and point spreads and turned to Bukowski instead, who in turn talked about betting on horse racing. Damn these old dead men talking about their addictions, Dee thought, and turned to the next tale of ordinary madness, in which Bukowski proclaimed, "It's grand to be the great American loser." Dee wondered if he was one of those creatures lying here in a ripped suit. And the new drug capital of the world, surrounded by the shit of those giant white birds that were swimming past him and the lake before him. But suddenly they were disturbed by the electronic sounds that echoed over from a boat on the other side of the lake. Dee got out his touchwriter, and with confusion and awe he realized that it was working again. Its entire screen was dimmed though, and all he could read on it was, "You have 48.9 megabytes remaining in your data balance. To manage your account, go to att.com/mygophone." With the bitter knowledge that he did not have any bytes available for download in order to manage his account, Dee pressed dismiss. Then his touchwriter vibrated again. In the same way, another message took over the screen. This time, without a dismiss button. Hi, Jay here. Just wanted to remind you that we're working on illustrations for your article in the Woody Creek Earwig. Oh, and I've hacked your phone, by the way. I could pretty much hack anything that surrounds you, since it's all just a digital animation, but I didn't want to crack your mind by changing the color of the sky again. Just wanted to make sure you read this. I'll let you write a little more now. Dee looked up from the screen in confusion and once again told himself not to concern himself too much with the deranged jokes of an old friend who was thousands of miles away right now. He grasped for the little green container in his jacket and read its label once again. Green crack, it said, beside a barcode and its price tag. Dee got out the other two packages and read the names on them. Bubblegum and Trainwreck. They had been considerably cheaper, but he had never been able to afford the herbs in the deep blue grass container in that dispensary in Venice Beach that had been labeled Blue Dream. What twisted minds came up with these names? Well, in this city, young artists supposedly tried to drain inspiration from a herb that promised crack-like effects. Dee opened the browser on his touchscreen in order to find what the Putt editorialist of the local newspaper had to say about crack, and so he tried to punch up its website. But before he could enter it, he read www.denverpost.com history.push. State is not true. DFM mobile set URL bar 2. He had to press OK beneath this cryptic message in order to enter the news site. When it had finally loaded, his screen showed stories like dispatcher who handled deadly observatory park call resigns. Monday, 5:25 p.m. 83-year-old pleads guilty in death of Jeffco deputy. Monday, 5:24 p.m. Colorado recreational marijuana sales taxes boomed in April. Monday, 5:16 p.m. 2016 RNC visit. Denver plans to impress GOP with experience, not flash. Monday, 5:07 p.m. It was apparently some kind of live ticker, but unfortunately, there were not enough bytes left to download an entire article. However badly his desire was burning to find out how this city wanted to impress the Republican Party, and why. The sun began to set, and he decided to head back to his car in order to put on some more clothes. Is it still where I've left it? He wondered and began to walk a little faster.